Hey there, everyone. Laurie Barraco here, and I will be looking into the energies and the influences of the week of April 12th, 2026. And whenever I record my predictions from home, I use my go-to deck at home that I have here for my email readings, and it's the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. All right, so I do want to mention when I was gathering the cards and setting the space, a card did fly out. So we're definitely going to acknowledge this card. So I'm going to put it back in the deck. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to put it back in the deck. Oh, another one's jumping out. So it's the Lovers reversed. So we'll see. We have two cards jumping out. Okay. I already have a message with that, but I'm still going to shuffle a little bit and we'll see what else Spirit wants to share in addition to those messages. So we're going to pull three from the top of the deck. We've got the Hanged Man reversed. We have the Wheel Guard, the first jumper, and then we have the Sun card. So first and foremost, the Wheel of Fortune card has the energy and has the influence of going with the flow and trusting fate and destiny and the agreements that we have made with spirit, with other souls that we'll interact with before we came into this incarnation. So the wheel talks about trust, faith, divine timing, divine intervention, and divine influence. There are certain key points and experiences that the soul wants to experience, right? And then that other card that jumped out was the Lovers reversed. And the message that I was getting around the combination of those two cards was to let some things be, that some situations would be great if it worked out with other people and their free will and so on and so forth. But we honestly do not have control over how people react, if they're proactive, if they're being stagnant. We do not have an impact on those situations. So it really is important for us to pull back and really think about what we have control over, and those are our reactions. So that's the extra message. And so then we have that Hanging Man reverse, which kind of piggybacks on that message, where Spirit's saying, you got to leave it where it's at. And it's not up to us to tell people always what's wrong with them when they didn't ask or put our 2 cents. And I know this was part of the message from last week, but it's kind of still lingering where, woulda, coulda, shoulda, if only, that doesn't help us always, right? We have our projections, our expectations, and sometimes we just have to let it be and take a step back and maybe not put all of our eggs into one basket. And then we had that Wheel card again saying, I am reminding you there is destiny, there's fate, there are agreements that want to be honored. And that last card is the Sun card with its positive energy, its influence of that, hey, there's a new day, right? So that's one of the messages, which I'm going to kind of weave in here, that tomorrow's a new day. There's always a restart. There's always an opportunity to start fresh in some area of our lives. Maybe not where we're invested in emotionally, physically, time-wise, energetically. And sometimes those things don't come together yet. And so Spirit's saying, no, but there's always something to channel your focus and your energy and to try to be more optimistic than pessimistic. So this week's theme, this card is that wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, and rolling with it, going with the flow, reminding us also, as in with many cultures, there's the Kabbalistic tree of life, the medicine wheel, right? In Native American cultures, that there's a beginning, then there's not quite an ending, then there's another cycle. There's another round to experience. There's always going to be a new beginning in regarding some area or 2 or 5 in our lives. So that's the reminder. Just continue to keep moving forward, that life is a continuous flow and event. It's maybe seemingly stagnant is not always stagnant. There's always something going on behind the scenes. All right, my friends. So remember, we're going to maybe meditate on this card. right? Maybe meditate, journal, invite the energies, and maybe intentionally put yourself on the wheel and allow yourself to be guided and to soak up some of those experiences. All right? All right, thank you for tuning in each and every week. I am Laurie Barraco. Namaste. Bye-bye.